Hi all, this is a quick video to give you an introduction to the sections feature in TalkBox. Firstly, what sections do is allow TalkBox users to save a chunk of content in the editor, a section of content, and reuse that again later. So you could think of it as just reusable content. We think this will save people time. It's a convenience feature, and it should also allow for better consistency in people's content. Everything that you do when you're working with sections is done in the editor. There's no separate part of TalkBox that you need to go to see a list of sections and manage them there. It's all done in place in the editor. You'll notice that this is our usual editor. This is production TalkBox now. We've changed the editor side panel a little bit. So blocks and settings were there, but we've reorganized them into tabs, and sections is obviously a new tab. So in order to create a new section, what you do is you drag a blank or a template section onto your document, and then you can start working with it. This sections tab also lists sections you've made previously, and they can be dragged on. We'll get to that in a second. First, we'll just create a blank section, or we'll create a new section starting with a blank section template. And you can see that I've dropped that onto the document. There's some placeholder content there, and there is sort of some new controls that you wouldn't have seen before. Notice also that the rest of the document is locked. So when you're editing a section, you are kind of editing a small document that's embedded within your larger document. So we're just using one editor for the concept of creating and editing sections, as well as creating and editing a document. So the way you actually edit your section is the way you edit, a document in the drag and drop editor. You drag blocks across, and you change their properties. So that's this row. I'm going to save this as a heading section. There's nothing special about that. That's just the name I'm going to give it, so I know what it is later. And that's it. I'm happy with that for the minute. Actually, no, I'll put on some more content just to show you that, yes, indeed, you can add more content, and blocks can go beside other blocks the way you can in a full document. And just so it doesn't look too crazy, I'll just delete, I don't know, most of this. Okay, so I'm now happy with my section. Notice the block controls still appear. This is still a block document, but there are these additional controls that have appeared in the corner over here. So here we've got section controls, save as, and delete. This is a new one, so I'm just going to click save, and I'm going to call it header. And it's saved. Now, as we're not editing a section now, it just looks like normal document content. If I mouse over it, it behaves a little bit differently to the rest of the content, to the rest of the ordinary blocks. You get this black border around it to show that that content is a unit. And I have the option to click edit section. If I click edit section, I've gone back to this mode where I'm just editing the content of this section, but I can't do anything with the rest of the document. I can just click off to get out of that if I haven't edited it. So right now, what we've done is we have created and saved a named section within this TalkBox account. Okay, so if I go and compose any other communication now, and I go to the sections tab, that will be available to be included. And if I edit it in any promotion, and I edit that particular section, that change will be reflected everywhere that it's used. All right. To illustrate that a little bit further, you probably wouldn't actually do this in practice, but if I put that same section elsewhere, in this document, I'll just delete this so we can sort of see everything. I've now got 2 copies of the same section. If I was to go in and edit one of them, and I'm going to edit that by putting an image in the section. Boom, there it is. I'll actually drop a real image in there. I might actually delete this because it's messing up my beautiful section. And then I go save. What we're doing is we're saving that section, and everywhere that section appears will now be updated. It's the same section. So yeah, if that was in another document, then bang, that has been updated. Your header is your header throughout your TalkBox account. Other things that you can do, you can obviously remove a section from a document. So if I click this little red rubbish bin here, I'm not deleting it from the account. This is removing it from this document. So I can do that as you would expect. Nothing else has changed. And if I wanted to include let's say this is a nice looking footer, wanted to include a footer section that already existed in this account, then I can just drag it across. Now, something important just happened. So I dropped a section onto this document, and when you drop a section onto a document, it automatically starts off in edit mode. And TalkBox has gone, oh, look, you're editing a section used in other promotions. So it's telling me that if I change something here, it's going to be, that change is going to be reflected everywhere else. So I can click, see where this section is used. I get a list of links, and I can click them and go off to see those other promotions where this has been used. A similar thing will happen if you try and actually delete a section. So I don't mean remove from the document, but if I try and delete one from a TalkBox account, like my little cow footer here, I go, yes, it will delete all instances. This cannot be undone. And it's gone, look, you can't do it because it already exists in all these other promotions. So we've been quite cautious with not wanting people to mess up other promotions while they're editing sections in one particular promotion. But that's obviously inherent in having shared content across many promotions. You need to be able to change it in all those places at once. So I think that's probably all for now. I'll just make a quick comment on the system name. So each of these sections has a system name. What that is basically just how it can be included in an API triggered communication. So, and most notably, that mechanism is used in head office. So that's the reference that will allow an external system to send an email out of TalkBox, provide all the content, but say, use the header section at the top. And me as the sending entity, I don't know what that header section is going to be. It's like a merge field, but now we're merging in a whole row of content. But that's how you would refer to it in the API call. And that's what head office does when it's sending communications from many accounts and merging in each account's individual, again, it's a header section into each one. So that's just what that is. A final thing I'll just mention is if I wanted to edit this and make it a little bit different, I can do the familiar save as. So this is actually, I'll cancel this. If I edit this and I go, oh, okay, I want to make a version of this with 2 exclamation marks because I'm feeling enthusiastic about Matt's Bistro today. And I go, okay, I want to save this as something else. I'll call it header 2, save. So I've just basically just made a clone of my header, changed it slightly, and have not changed the original. So if we go back here, we've still got header without the enthusiasm and header 2 with the enthusiasm. So that's the familiar method of save as that allows you to save slightly different copies of your sections.